Be blessed by the divine. How meditation and yoga can alter the expression of our genes. For those who are still skeptical about whether mind body practices like meditation and yoga actually work, a new study goes further in laying out how they affect us, right down to the level of our genes. The new review, published in the journal Frontiers in Immunology, looks back over a number of previous studies on the effects of the different practices on gene expression. It turns out that the practices all seem to have a beneficial effect on the expression of a slew of different genes. And as you might expect, the affected genes are generally those involved in stress and inflammation. The team searched for studies that measured the effects of mind-body interventions including mindfulness, meditation, yoga, the relaxation response, Tai Chi, and others on gene expression. Out of hundreds of studies, only 18 met all the criteria for the current analysis. It turns out that all of the practices had some sort of effect on gene expression, either increasing or decreasing the expression of individual genes that were most often related to stress and inflammation. The compound that's activated during times of stress and controls the expression of inflammation-related genes was reduced across multiple studies. Across all the different practices, gene expression generally changed in the direction of reducing the stress and inflammatory responses, which, in terms of long-term health, is generally a good thing. Millions of people around the world already enjoy the health benefits of mind-body interventions like yoga or meditation, but what they perhaps don't realize is that these benefits begin at a molecular level and can change the way our genetic code goes about its business. These activities are leaving what we call a molecular signature in our cells, which reverses the effect that stress or anxiety would have on the body by changing how our genes are expressed. Put simply, meditation causes the brain to steer our DNA processes along a path which improves our well-being. This isn't the first study to suggest that these practices alter our immune systems. Richard Davidson of the University of Wisconsin-Madison and John, founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction at UMass, showed that people's immune systems responded better to the flu vaccine after people did an 8-week course of meditation. More recent work has generally confirmed the connection. But what was interesting about the current study was that the inflammatory benefits seemed to stretch across different methods from MBSR to yoga to pranayama. Scientists won't rest until they suss out exactly what these practices do what they do. But since we already know that they do a lot of good and have for thousands of years, feel free to give whichever one calls out to you a try. And the good news is that, as people have long suspected and as science is starting to confirm, they all seem to have benefits that are measurable and very likely lasting. Visit simplifiedkundaliniyoga.com. Awaken your Kundalini. Meditate on your own life force. Reprogram your genetic center today. Be blessed by the divine.